Thank you, thank you. All right, tomorrow sounds pretty cool. Some hacking, shipping stuff to prod, YOLOing, that sounds pretty cool. Awesome. So I am Michael Martinez. I supported a few different organizations at Meta. One of those is on the quality side of things. So what does that mean? Performance, reliability, efficiency of the Facebook app. We release it every week. We make sure that the bugs aren't making it out there, and when there are bugs, we make sure that those get tackled very quickly. The other side of the house, probably more relevant to today's group, and you heard from some of the folks inside of that organization, it's Media Foundation, responsible for images, video, and calling across the family of apps. So any of the Meta products use our platform for creation, ingestion, processing, and delivery. But today, I'm actually going to talk about how your job is being replaced by AI. And this is something we hear a lot of lately, maybe not so much today, but we certainly hear about it in the industry. Recently, a studio got rid of 50 editors and replaced them with an AI content engine. Now, you losing your job to AI, it's a great headline, and it feels kind of dystopian, right? This is like the future. Wow, what are we all going to spend our time doing? But I actually have to confess something, because this presentation that you're looking at here, I was assisted by AI. It helped me with an outline, and it helped me create images for the presentation. But as you can tell, it's still me. And that's not just because I'm here in person, it's because AI didn't replace me, it assisted me. Whether it's a presentation that you get help with, or I cheat all the time, team don't hear this. As I walk into a meeting, I use AI to help summarize content before I walk in, and I use it to adjust tone before I hit send on an email. And so I really believe that the future isn't us getting replaced by AI, but I actually believe that it's gonna be our creativity being amplified. And that's the opportunity in front of us. And I think the best way to see what we're in the midst of right now is really to zoom out and rewind. We started the day with something very similar to this, but this is gonna be a slightly different take. We rewind to 1999, and I mean that actually because in 99 we still had VHS tapes, which is pretty crazy. But I remember this. In 99, my evenings, they were full of Blockbuster or cable. And I remember it really well because I remember walking into Blockbuster hoping that the new release was available on the shelf. Otherwise, my evening, it was cooked. And it was cooked because I'd spend a good portion of the evening walking up and down the aisles, looking at the movies that I had already seen, but inevitably trying to find one that I wanted to take home again. And sometimes I gave up and I walked out, and that was sad because then I'd go home and watch the guide scroll on the TV trying to find a show to watch. But in 2005, I think a lot of things changed because we got a new window into the future of media. And that was with YouTube. But in 2007, now this is what's interesting because it started to become very clear that our future was not about the movies sitting on a shelf or the DVDs coming in the mail. It was really going to be about bandwidth. And that was the future. But then in 2013, we had Vine and we had Instagram. Ooh, this was a big change. This was a big change because now it was no longer studios and production companies that were making the content. Yeah, this was anybody with a phone. 2016, really big. I never thought the day would happen, and I bet many of you that have worked in the industry for a long time didn't think it would happen either. Periscope, Facebook Live, completely democratized live. You can now go live from an iPhone or any phone anywhere in the world at any moment to tell a story. In 2020, this is interesting because AI, it snuck in. First, it was behind the scenes. It was helping with closed caption, it was helping with subtitling, it was cool filters, mostly for images. But then, now, AI, it's part of the act, and we can't hide it anymore. But the interesting thing when I reflected on making this timeline is I wasn't stressed. I was actually evolving through this entire process. And to give you an idea of this, I actually started my career in broadcast. That's right, manual focus, linear editing, and captions. Yeah, they still scrolled on the screen with a human operating. But then I moved to service provider networks, and then eventually streaming startups. Ultimately, I started my journey at Meta building services like Facebook Live and Reels. And the team will tell you is less me building, more me pointing. But this was really the journey. My team at Meta, we support billions of videos every single day. And that's really an interesting thing to reflect on when you think not that long ago, it required large production studios, millions of dollars worth of equipment. Now, anybody can do it from anywhere. And so I reflect on all of this because throughout my career and throughout this evolution of the past 25 plus years, I was evolving, and that's the opportunity that's in front of us right now. And so here we are. I'm an aspiring creator. Did you guys all know that? Okay. Well, on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see a script that I put together. It's for a grilling video. It's handwritten, it's emotional, and it's flawed. On the right side, that's the output from an AI tool. Now, what's really great about what the AI tool brought out is it's got an awesome title, 3 Secrets Barbecue Bosses Won't Tell You. It's catchy, it's timely, and it's certainly algorithm friendly. It's gonna get me more watch time than my original handwritten script. But the other thing that you notice here is the structure. AI, it's helping fill a skills gap. Mine, I would have probably stumbled around trying to get the shoot ready to go, and I would have been missing what angle I want to have and like what prep needs to be done. But AI filled that in. But you know what makes the story really stand out? It's my grandfather's process that I wrote. The cutting board that was used to actually trim and serve. It's the butter in the glaze. It's the garlic smell. AI, it helped with the framing, but I brought the soul, and we all can still do that. So now, shifting gears from my aspirations of being a creator to back in my newsroom days. These are real pictures from when I worked in news. And what's interesting here is it always bothered me that so many stories never made it to air. They got cut before the newscast. They got cut because as humans, we suffer from a variety of different problems, whether that be writer's block or whether that just be a spark that's missing to tell the story. Well, I believe that that's where AI is going to help us as well because it can now be the spark. It can quickly create an outline so that story that was held back because the reporter just was missing the spark to take a long story and condense it into 30 seconds without missing any points. AI will do that. The reporter can quickly add the soul, more local content can make it to air, and that's better for all of us. But AI, it's not just helping with ideas or outlines or scripts, it's doing a lot now. AI tools like the recently launched IG Edits or the CapCut or Descript, they do a large part of the heavy lifting. They do the rough cuts, they balance the audio, they remove unnecessary filler words. But I think that we still have a really important job here because at the end of the day, that pause that you held just long enough to drive suspense or the cutaway to an audience's reaction, that's not AI, that's a human. And I believe that that's our job. The last human edit, it's really when we say, this is what I want the world to feel. And at the moment, AI can't replace that. No models that I've seen can bring that. And so, where do we go? How do we fund our next production? Advertising. We talked about it today. This is a really important part of our business, mostly because we don't really want to pay for the content. And so what you see is we've gone from generic ads to deeply personalized. From one campaign to hundreds of different versions. Our ad suite today, we're doing this, and we're doing it at scale. For Gen Z, we add music, we add titles. For parents, emotional tone, family values. And for the businesses, case studies and ROI. Now AI, it can make you any story that you want. It can set tone and mood and really anything that you want as an outcome. But at the end of the day, your brand, your vision, your direction, that's still humans. Because at the end of the day, one ad going out, one hallucination, AI reading a comment in the wrong context and shipping something, your brand's getting canceled, or at minimal, it's gonna get set back significantly. And so the human touch is also still the final call. And so here's Meta. Yeah, wow, those are big numbers. We need to shift gears here. We got the content, we got the edits, now we need to distribute it. And so we're gonna shift gears from the content to the code, and we're gonna take a deeper look here. My team supports billions of video playbacks every single day. And we do that, we do it like this. So we monitor and release dozens of feature experiments every single week. We do it using canaried rollouts and feature flags. And then on the quality side of things, yeah, we take your old videos and we make them look good on new phones. But we do that by reducing the cost on storage and on egress bandwidth. Why do we do that? Because we want to be efficient so we can still provide the service for free, and we want to make sure that there's no surprise bills coming from your cell provider for data usage, no matter where you are in the world. But we also obsess over milliseconds. And we do that because milliseconds is the difference between someone scrolling away. And what's really interesting is back in my days of broadcast, it was black frames. They led to channel switches. It's the same set of problems, just a different medium. And then finally, on the infra side of things, we host serverless pipelines across continents. And we do that because one reel going viral, yeah, it can impact a region or it can take down edge cachers. And at the end of the day, all of this process that I talk about, it's all being infiltrated by AI, but it's intentional. And we're doing that because we want every business, every person, every group to be able to put their best foot forward and their content to shine. Whether you're a new brand or a large brand launching your latest fit, we want it to all have the same and equal playing field. And that's infrastructure as storytelling. That's infrastructure that seamlessly fades into the background so that your product, your content, your media can shine. And so all of this is powered by AI. We use AI on rollout to block features before they cause problems. We use AI to scale without over-provisioning. And we use AI to advance our codec roadmaps. But we're also evaluating real-time bug reports so that we can mitigate issues faster by routing those issues directly to the on-calls so these things can just be fixed and problem solved. Now, it's really fun to stand up here. I got your attention, right? End of the day, I had to find something to grab your attention. But does this guy know what he's talking about? Because he like made us sad and now he's trying to bring us up. Well, I wanted to prove that I could do it, but you have to all be nice because it has been a long time since I've written any production code, and it's been equally as long since I've used advanced editing. So I want to show you this. This is the video I shot.
Human creativity is irreplaceable. AI just helps it travel.
All right, it's short and it's impactful. Now, let's see what happens on Facebook.
Human creativity is irreplaceable. AI just helps it travel.
I don't know if you caught it, but at the bottom of the screen, that was automatic subtitling.
Human creativity is irreplaceable. AI just helps it travel.
Okay, those are just stickers at the bottom of the screen in WhatsApp. But did you know that behind the scenes, the video is being analyzed so that recommendations can be put out to snap those images to different parts of the screen so that they don't interrupt or interfere with the video? This is a short clip, but it works on long format too. We identify all of the scene changes and we recommend all of the different points so that those stickers never interact with the video or have as little impact as possible over a long period of time.
La actividad humana es insustituible. La IA solo la ayuda a viajar.
Okay, Instagram. Now in Spanish, so my content has a passport, it's ready to go. And then finally, Meta AI.
Human creativity is irreplaceable. AI
This helps you travel.
Okay, I wish you would have removed the hat and given me like a really cool hairstyle, but I will absolutely take the jacket and the production background. This is pretty cool. This is one piece of content that I shot. AI handled the rest. AI can now make you your own editor. It can help you translate. It can help you with distribution. And that's all on a Saturday. I did this on my phone. Here's another example. Maybe. Okay, this video is over 20 years old. It was shot with a bulky camera. It had shaky audio, really poor lighting. This is early in my career. It was on tape. I actually went to tape and I digitized it, so I got some help on the up conversion when I digitized. But then I used an AI tool to get it to 4K. And I think what's really interesting here is, yeah, AI helped the content age better, but at the end of the day, the framing, the story, the shot, that was all me. AI didn't do that. And so I think really the last human edit, that's, again, the moment when we say, this is what I want the audience to feel. All right, finally, I told you guys not to make fun of me. And so we needed an app, because I think my content's great, and I want to be able to monetize it. So I don't want to use these platforms. I want to have my own platform. And so thanks to vibe coding, yeah, I made an app too. I tried it on my iPhone. All on my iPhone. This one was on my computer. Yeah, so this was a few prompts and a handful of minutes. And all of a sudden I have a UI, I have a database, I have login, I have search, I have upload, I have playback. This is impressive. Because not long ago, this would have been a few people hacking over a weekend. 10 years ago, this would have been teams of engineers working for months. Now, it's clunky. The more I played with the app, the more issues I discovered, and I went back to the prompts and I helped, tried to get it to debug. But this is an amazing starting point. Because how many times are we in the office being like, oh, we need this distribution channel, we need to be able to hit this application, we need to hit this device. This can do the prototyping. If it's successful, then we can bring in the engineers for solving and scaling. I think it's pretty impressive. But at the end of the day, we have all this power. And with power comes a lot of responsibility. Because at the end of the day, who decides what's real? Who decides what's appropriate? If AI can do all of this, create, edit, remix, distribute, we've got a big challenge on our hands. And so human judgment is still needed. You, I, everyone. We can't just rely on what we see. We have to be a part of this. We need every creator. We need every editor, every teacher, every leader helping draw the line between innovation and exploitation. And it's a tremendous problem that we have in front of us. Because everything that I talked about here today, all these tools that I showed you, they're going to be better, they're going to be faster, or they're going to be obsolete in the next 18 months. It's not a theory. It's the data. Every 6 months, these models are doubling in their capabilities. Doubling. Image and video models, we train those right now in weeks, not years. And so if you're clinging to a single tool today, you only open up ChatGPT, you only use Gemini because it's in Google Docs, you're only using Autopilot, you're already behind. But if you stick to your instincts and you stick to your story, you'll be irreplaceable. You can adapt. We all can adapt. We've all been adapting. Maybe not those that haven't been around all that long, but the rest of us have been adapting a lot through this transition to streaming. And so whether you're a creator, an engineer, a marketer, or a storyteller, I really mean it. The future belongs to you. And though Yeah, probably in 18 months, we'll be here at another conference talking about all sorts of really exciting innovation and all the new challenges and the latest breakthrough. The one thing that won't change is this story starting and ending with you. And I'm really excited about this transformation that's ahead because I've already done it. I lived it. And I'm energized by the new problems that I will be able to solve, aided by these amazing tools. So with that, I want to thank you for an awesome day. I appreciate your time. I look forward to whatever debate I'm going to create by having this talk. Yeah, I'm happy to take a few questions if there's time.